basTy taking the lead on the drone count. One more spine crawler going down. We're only seeing one drone on the money for now. Whopping 4 more are going to join him. While we only see 2 on the natural. Let's go ahead and see the saturation on the main. Good old basTy is just about saturated. Could probably afford to put on 2 more drones if he was into that kind of thing. Good old Voidzonez actually not opting to take any of his gases. I wouldn't be surprised to see a really fast third hatchery going down here. But it looks like that money is going to be used on a roach warren and 2 evolution chambers, and now we might see him put drones on the gas. Not quite yet though. Very interesting. He has the geysers for all 4. He could go into some muted tech switch or some infestor tech switch if he wanted to. And second gas is going to go ahead and be taken in the main for basTy. No gases in the natural. A nice little roach warren on just about halfway done is going to continue this nice little wall. Second evolution chamber is going to go ahead and allow him to keep up with upgrades, as we did see the double evolution chambers here. And the Overlord does eventually go down. Was that the same Overlord? I think it might have. I think it was. Alright, so 2 gases are being mined for Voidzonez in the natural and and in the main. He has gone into gas production here, but unfortunately these evolution chambers are unable. He doesn't have the gas for these evolution chambers quite yet. It looks like he does actually now. He may have an upgrade advantage. A lot of larvae here. He's not using it for drones. He's saving it for something else. There's going to be a few roaches in the bank for Voidzonez. What does he want to use this larva for? Sketting. What is the plan here, Stan? These upgrades pretty darn close. +1 attack is going to go ahead and start a bit faster for good old basTy. Oh, Jesus, that was weird. Saturation on the natural is a bit sparse as well as for basTy, though it is about twice the number. Let's go ahead and look at their vision here. Voidzonez has both towers. Looks like he is about to lose 1 tower. As well as basTy's Voidzonez has both towers. Just lost one almost. Or actually didn't lose it. Now basTy, look at the vision difference here. 2 towers. Look at all that vision. No towers. Look at that vision. He does have some nice vision, but it's not as extreme as his opponent. The Overlords just aren't making up. The Overlord spread just isn't making up for the lack of 1 or 2 towers. These Overlords keeping an eye on the third. No Overlord here for Voidzonez, though, to keep an eye on basTy's third. Roaches and Lings moving out forward to go ahead and take 1 of the towers, and now good old basTy's going to feel a little bit better. So he does get that vision. Very important. You see 4 roaches coming out for Voidzonez. The upgrades are on the way. Speed for the roaches going to be a bit slower than his opponent basTy. No third going down for Voidzonez quite yet though. Right now it looks like Voidzonez is he's in roach production right now. Infestation pit on the way. Saturation is complete on this base. Upgrades are a scootin' and a bootin'. No third yet for Voidzonez though. He's using his money for army right now. I think he's going out for this 2-base push. Looks like he's going to move out across map at about 12 minutes and 12 seconds. This army has not really been seen yet. This Overlord is going to catch some of it though. He's going to see the positioning. basTy with his eye on the mini map. He's going to go ahead and put his roaches in a better position. Now right now, let's look at this army here. 31 roaches to 12 roaches. Uh-oh. basTy's gonna have to scrounge up a little bit if he wants to match the amount of roaches that are gonna come at his third here. And it looks like we are gonna see roach on roach action though. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on the upgrades here. 1-1 upgrades versus 1-1 upgrades. However, the numbers for Voidzonez are a bit lower. Are a bit higher than basTy's, and basTy is going to lose his third as Voidzonez takes his own third. The engagement is going to continue. These broodlings not going to be very helpful. They actually kind of did allow basTy's army to be able to retreat instead of Voidzonez trying to chase him down unmercifully. That hatchery going to be putting down immediately after, if all goes well. Nice low overlord. We'll keep an eye on that third. Make sure it doesn't get too awesome as the hatchery is down. See if Voidzonez wants to go ahead and try and deny it once again. Infestors are coming out for basTy. basTy got the defensive infestors last game. Always tricky to keep these units, these magical units alive. The High Templar is extremely slow, extremely weak, but extremely powerful. The magical unit, Ghost, regular speed, stealth ability, however extremely weak. Very strong magical unit, and the infestors a little slow, a bit slow, a little clumsy, a little hard to navigate in a big army. Very strong magical units though. And with that and with the burrow, they can be extremely stealthy. Alright, we see Voidzonez again supplementing his army with the Hydras. But Voidzonez this time is going to make 9 more Hydras in production, however, go for his Spire. And he does have this 4 gases going down, so he could go ahead and get a nice amount. Right now, I wouldn't be surprised to see him just make a lot of Lings. Third hatchery is down, however, 0 saturation is going down. More 53 drones for Voids, 55 drones now, officially now, for basTy, as we are just seeing 1 gas being mined over here. The nice little transfer going down. Not going to forget that third, and it looks like Voids hasn't forgotten the third either. He's moving over to the third, and will basTy be able to defend this? It's going to be very difficult. This is a really awkward choke. Infestor going to go ahead and engage in the front. A bit scary. This Infestor, I think, has only 1 fungal in the bank, 75. Well, in a few seconds he'll have 2 in the bank. Second Infestor is going to go ahead and join him. These Hydras, not a fan of Overlords. That supply is actually pretty is actually kind of nice. It's nice to take out some of that supply. Both these players are pretty darn close in the food. But it looks like Voidzonez wants to go ahead and move out to the natural. basTy gonna get almost get caught on that ramp. These roaches do not want anything of it, but they need to engage because this fungal is gonna keep them in place for a few seconds. Is able to take out 2 roaches. The rest are in the yellow, but they will heal up if the right amount of time is given. And we do see the greater spires. Starting, as well as 8 corruptors on their way for good old Voidzonez. And right now he's in a defensive posture because he wants to get these broodlords up. I don't know if basTy knows about it, but he is moving forward, being the aggressor. And these army compositions actually look extremely similar. Both players going for a Roach Hydra, except these infestors. 2 infestors to supplement basTy's army. Third base is up. However, this hatchery might as well be a macro hatchery, as we don't see any drones on there. But it is officially going to get pretty It's going to get saturated there in just a second. Greatest Spire on its way. If we see, it has about 1/5 more space to go until the Greatest Spire finishes. So here's a little rule we can try for ourselves. Feel free to try it at home. When my Greater Spire is 25% done, I'm going to make Corruptors. And when my Corruptors finish, my Greater Spire is going to pop, and I can instantly make my Broodlords. Be interesting to see if that works out. A lot of spine crawlers going over here. The telltale signs that Broodlords are on the way. But right now, basically doesn't have the vision of his opponent. He doesn't see the spine crawlers. A big sign that the Broodlord tech is coming. He doesn't really have eyes on the third either. basTy right now maxing out on Roach Hydra composition. Now these Broodlords are going to be slow. It looks like he may have just seen the Broodlords just now. As he probably caught a whiff of a few of those broodlings. He is not going to engage right into the heart of the Broodlord army. And isn't that adorable? Well, it was until that part where it just got sad and horrifying at the same time. basTy getting his now beginning his Spire. basTy does have his third. He did have his third saturated way sooner. Looks like basTy's feeling like he like the only place to engage right now is into this Broodlord army, and he looks like he's gonna go for it. Nope, not gonna go for it. Oh, a difficult decision to make. And Voidzonez is moving out with his slow yet powerful Broodlords. A few fungals going down, some infested Terrans going down from those infestors. Broodlords in the skies, putting in damage. However, these Hydras are getting in range of at least one of these broodlings. But this army just crumbling, and we do see in the background basTy does have a lot of bank here, so he could remake some units. But will Voidzonez push forward and end the game here? Will he give his opponent time to remax and get his own Broodlord army? Now, right now, the Spire is just about to pop for basTy, so he still has a long time before... Holy Jesus. He still has a long time before he can get Broodlords out on the field. What he is getting is these Hydras. We're gonna find out how good these Hydras are gonna do against Roaches. And then we're gonna find out how good they do against Broodlords. Looks like they don't want the fight right now. We do see the Great Spire getting closer and closer to finish. These Hydras doing the scoot and shoot. Hydra's not known for their speed, and we do see the GG as basTy's fourth hatchery does go down.